The start of a new year always brings opportunity for change. Some needed adjustments to our life are painfully obvious. We need to get in shape, we need to stop smoking, we need to get our finances in order, we want to declutter our home. Those life changes are typically easy to notice and are even promoted in our society as New Year's resolutions. But there are other, equally valuable life improvements available to us that fly under the radar, a bit out of the mainstream, and for various reasons, you don't hear much about them. But in many cases, they're just as valuable. In fact, sometimes they can even help us address the underlying assumptions in our lives that are leading us to the poor decisions in the first place. So, to that end, consider these 12 unique life resolutions as possible life habits to incorporate. Number 1, intentionally laugh every day. Laughter releases stress, lowers blood pressure, and get this, exercises our muscles. More importantly, it changes our outlook on life and brings us joy and hope. It's something that we should do every day. So put it on your to-do list, literally. And then give yourself permission to seek out opportunities to laugh every day, especially during the difficult ones. Number 2, practice solitude. Find time alone every day. No books, no music, no outside voices, just you alone with yourself. Your life will never, ever, ever be the same. Number 3, make gratitude a discipline. Thank someone each day, every day this year. Gratitude refocuses our attention away from what we don't have and directs it towards what we do. As a result, it naturally begins to spring up contentment and generosity. Number 4, stop speeding. You may need to plan in advance or choose to leave a bit earlier. After all, you'll be spending more time en route. But slowing down while you drive intentionally allows extra opportunity to be with yourself, to be present, and enjoy the journey. Life is not a race. Life is not meant to be lived rushing from one event to another. It's meant to be enjoyed and savored. And driving slower will remind you of that fact every time. A 5th resolution, a bit unique, fast one day each month. There's a reason nearly every religious tradition incorporates the use of fasting, the practice of not eating food for a specific amount of time, usually 24 hours or from sunrise to sunset. Fasting teaches us self-control, self-denial, and sacrifice. It trains our mind to weather storms and temptation, and it heightens our senses. As a side note, the purpose for practicing fasting may be for spiritual purposes, but it doesn't have to be. Your mind, body, and soul will benefit regardless. Number 6, begin this year by adopting a do-it-now mentality. The opposite of procrastination is to simply do it now instead. And seeing as how procrastination results in an unnecessary amount of stress in our lives, doing it now is an appropriate life habit for many of us to begin. So make that a new mindset for your year and just repeat the mantra over and over again. And then just do it now, whatever it may be. Number 7, eat more vegetables. Eating more vegetables is a better, simpler, and oftentimes more measurable approach to your weight loss goal than simply deciding to eat less. Eating vegetables at every meal or as snacks in between meals naturally reduces the amount of unhealthy food that we put into our bodies. As a bonus, it gives us more energy, more self-esteem, and more opportunity to stay healthy. Number 8, read classical books from different centuries. Books that have lasted centuries tend to do so for a very good reason. They contain timeless wisdom. They speak to human truths across the ages that bind us together. Though our culture and world look differently today than they did 200 years ago, the human spirit is still the same. Life still includes sorrow, joy, hope, and trial. And we would benefit greatly from rediscovering how men and women approached life hundreds, even thousands of years ago. Number 9, remove pornography. Pornography limits our capacity to appreciate the real world and the people within it. It clouds our minds with unrealistic and unhealthy assumptions about sexuality and our relationships with others. Because of that, it never fully satisfies its consumer, but always leaves them desiring more. Sacrifice the temporal pleasure of pornography for a life that can better appreciate the simple joys of the people and the relationships around you right now. Number 10, go to bed earlier. Changing just the first hour of the day changes the remaining 23. And the best way to change the first hour of your day is to get a good night's sleep. So make a practice this year to move your bedtime up. You may just be surprised at how that small change will naturally benefit other areas of your life. Resolution number 11, give to a charity. Pick a cause that you believe in strongly: poverty, education, orphan care, animals, the environment, just to name a few. And then make a donation. You'll be glad you did, they'll be glad you did, and the cause you serve will be glad you did as well. And if you can spread that much joy by making a donation, just imagine the joy you'll spread if you volunteer your time as well. Number 12, date your spouse. Take your spouse or partner on a date at least once a month this year. You'll have fun, you'll reconnect, your union will be stronger because of it. And if you think it'll cost a bunch of money, you're just not being creative enough. Now, make no mistake, while I have intentionally tried to develop each of these habits in my life at some point in the past, I don't always practice all of them every day. Some still come more naturally than others. And my desire is not that these resolutions would be considered a 12-step secret to solving life. Instead, my desire is that we would simply consider implementing one of them today and find a better new life because of it.